Hello. Welcome to my channel. I am the Queen of Daggers and I hold the cards. So, Aquarius, darling, welcome. I do love Aquarians so very much. One of my best friends is an Aquarius. Father of my child is an Aquarius. You're just, you're fantastic. You are the most fantastic aliens I've ever met in my life, and I say that in the most loving way, truly. So, this is a general read for Aquarians. This may or may not resonate with you. Roles can be reversed. Take what makes sense, leave the rest. And if this does resonate, please hit the like button. I would appreciate it. You can subscribe via a little button that should be in this general direction. And if you hit the bell, you will be the first to know when the magic cardboard yells at me and I get to interpret it for you. Okay. Anything you need to know about me will be down in the description box, including how to contact me for a personal reading. And that said, let's go. Alright, so I like to do a Lenormand, so I have some context on what we're working with over here. We're starting with cross. Oof, I'm not a big fan of that one. If the chains don't exactly give it away, this is feeling trapped. This is especially feeling trapped by, societal norms or things that are pushed on you, which is a very Aquarius problem to have. And then we have moon, so there is something obscuring your path, your vision, your whatever it happens to be. And I think it happens to be your abundance, because that is what fish represents. Now, abundance can be in the realm of emotions, in the realm of money, in the realm of, whatever it is you need in life, material goods, etc. But then we have skeleton. And skeleton represents something necessary, something laid bare at times, and something that's very much required for growth. So this is something that was necessary for you to achieve and acquire your abundance, although I don't think you saw it at first because you were trapped in a situation. Now that we have some context, let's get into it. Okay, so you are dropping burdens, okay? You are definitely getting out of this cross energy. However, it took you some time in this hanged man energy. You really needed to process what was going on, where you were, why you were stuck there. You needed to go inward. But the thing about the hanged man is he puts himself there, and he does it willingly. It's no one else's choice but his own. And remember, tarot has no gender, male, female, non-binary, in between, all of those things. You're all welcome here. I'm non-binary myself, so I very much am inclusive. I'm inclusive, and so are the cards. Okay, so the beautiful thing about the hangman is that he has this almost sunlight behind his head as he finds his truth, his meditation, the answers he needed to find within himself. He's certainly done his shadow work to understand what's going on, to understand what it is he needs to adjust, what it is he needs to move forward when he's ready, because he can move forward at any point. Now, I find it interesting that we go to the Nine of Pentacles reversed. I think you've been in a situation with our cross that depleted your resources, be it physical, monetarily, or emotional. I do consider emotions a resource. I don't think cups alone represent emotions. I think when it comes to something that you give and take, and not just something you feel, it can be represented by pentacles. So we do have the Knight of Pentacles coming in afterwards, though. So you are receiving some kind of bounty, I suppose you could say. There is... Now, a page would be a message. A knight is just coming right in. Now, pentacles, they move slowly, so it might not be right away, but this week you may begin to see it happening. it's going to start coming towards you. You're going to start seeing your abundance grow, your resources grow. Things are definitely going to be on the up and up. However, with the Six of Cups in reverse, I think you may be doing this alone, or you may just need to stop and smell the roses, because clearly you're not. I think you're neglecting your emotional needs. Honestly, I think you really are. You're neglecting your friendships as well, and possibly your relationship with yourself. So it may be beneficial to work on that. Especially because we're going to the Eight of Cups, where there's something you don't want to walk away from. And I think it has something to do with this. I think you're refusing to smell the roses because it reminds you of someone that's sent, perhaps, or the other flowers, what have you. And I think that's very much affected your relationship with yourself. And in this situation that you don't want to walk away from, I think you were carrying heavy burdens that you're now able to drop. And I think you felt very depleted of your resources, whatever they may have been. I think you felt like you were kind of trapped in a dead-end situation and did not expect this night to come forth. I think you expected to be in this hanged man situation for a lot longer than you will be. I think you expected to be in this cross position a lot longer in these chains, because you could not see your other options. You were kind of clouded by what was going on there, but the moon is still a light, and the moon can still bring you to the brighter side of things, and I think that's where you're headed, because this abundance is clearly starting to come in, though it may be a little slow. However, the fact that it's taking its time is necessary. It's been necessary for your growth as a person, and for you to understand yourself in a deeper way. And whatever it is you're refusing to walk away from, you are staying strong. You still have your pride, you still have your inner strength. I don't think you fear the future. I think you know that by dropping these burdens, you can certainly get by, and you have at least one person there for you who is helping you stay strong. Whomever that may be, they are keeping you kind of tethered to this earth and outside of your head, because you were in your head deeply for some time, and you can't really get this if you're not out here. And this show that you were very, very much in your head for quite some time. But then we go to the Queen of Cups, and like I said, tarot is not gendered, so this does not necessarily mean that you are feminine or that it has to do with a feminine person, although it may have a bit to do with feminine energies. Of course, we all have femininity and masculinity within us, so you may be getting in touch with your feminine side, perhaps, or just simply being a ruler of your own emotions. You now have them under control, and I think that was something that you really had to work on. And I think by getting them under control, you were able to drop the burdens of a lot of past pain and perhaps past trauma. Again, apply this to your own unique situation. I don't know your life. I only know what the magic cardboard is yelling at me. I really hope at least one of the people watching all of these finds that funny, because I sure as hell do. Now, with the Three of Wands, you are embarking on a new journey. And with Judgment in reverse, you may feel that you were judged unfairly about it, or that people are judging this journey unfairly, that they don't quite see the merit in it that you do, that they don't see what you have coming for you, because you do have something coming for you. You very much have something coming for you. I don't think they see it, though. I don't think they see it even when you lay it out bare bones to kind of explain it. I think that they're kind of clouded by that. Or it could be that for a long time you either didn't want to or didn't realize that this was the decision you had to make, that this was the judgment call you had to make, or you may have even just made a bad judgment call that landed you here and landed you with all of these burdens that you're finally dropping, and took away what you thought was your abundance, and leaves you in this position of wanting to go back, even if you know that maybe it's not the best idea. And we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Now, the Queen of Wands Wands are ideas, inspiration, thoughts. And I think it's in reverse because right now you're not dealing with, you know, ideas anymore. It seems like with this, and now while these are wands, I feel like this is becoming less of inspiration and more of action. I think you're going into action. You're not sitting on that throne anymore. You're getting up and you're going. You're moving forward. You're past this stage of just thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it, and thinking about it, and thinking about it, and then realizing that you need to go get it. Because if you don't go for it, this will be useless. You may get that pentacle, but if you don't go do anything with it, it's just going to sit there and it's not going to serve you. And I feel like you're no longer overwhelmed by choices now that you've really spent that time, you know, figuring yourself out and figuring out what you really want to make the right judgment call for once. Not for once, but in this particular situation, you're finally making the right judgment call. Regardless of how other people see it, you no longer find yourself paralyzed by decisions. Because that's what, you know, the Seven of Cups is when it's not reversed. It's having too many options. It's being unable to decide between these options. And it's the fear of choosing the wrong option. And I don't think that you're afraid of that anymore. I feel like you have made your decision. You still see all these other choices that you could make, but I think you see them in more of a now I know what I'm doing way. And I think that that's very good. Especially with the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands, okay, so you've made this, you'd think going from 3 to 2 is bad, but you've picked up your walking stick, you've made your decision, and now you're ready to go onward. You have that walking stick, you've dropped that other thing, that's one more burden you've dropped, and you're ready to move forward. This does look like a gateway. It looks like the beginning of your journey. Especially because this has a path before it, and this really doesn't. This is sort of still kind of, you know, you're making your decision and you're planning to do something, but this is you really actually getting out on the road, so to speak. And, you know, maybe you are going on the road, maybe you're traveling somewhere, getting up and doing all of these things. And doing this is going to bring you this real wish fulfillment, this joy, this completion in your life. This may be something that you wanted to do for a long time, maybe since childhood even. Like I said, apply this to your own unique situation, but this is something that's going to bring you abundance. This is going to bring you joy. This is going to bring you wisdom and success, and I think it's going to be beautiful. This is one of the best cards in the deck, and you have it towards the end, which is especially good. The only thing about this that I would find kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, and Aquarius is really always up for a challenge, you're going to have to fight for it. You're really going to have to fight to get there. But I think you're up for it. You've spent enough time thinking. You've spent enough time sitting and dropping burdens and losing things and feeling stuck, and you've finally found that strength to go for it. And now you're willing to fight for it. You don't care anymore. You're going to get what you want one way or another. And for that, I'm very proud of you. And I wish you all the best on this journey. So now we're going to look at the bottom of the deck. And now, okay, so most people grab 1 to 3 from the bottom of the deck, but I see the bottom of the deck as more of an epilogue, okay? Either more of an epilogue or more of a kind of an advice spread, depending on what comes out contextually. I pull from the bottom of the deck until it stops making sense with your story. So let's see where your story goes. First, we have the Death card. If you are new to tarot, the Death card is not bad. The Death card is fantastic. This is rebirth. This is renewal. This is cutting away what did not serve you and moving towards what does. And he is on his horse. He is on his way. He's not looking back because there's nothing to look back on because that is over. He's going towards the future. He's going towards this new exciting life. He is, in this case, going towards the world, his his wish fulfillment, his joy, everything coming full circle because he has decided to let go of all those burdens. And then we have the 8 of Wands, which is fantastic. You've let go of those. You have so many wands. You are full of ideas and inspiration, and this just shows it even more because that's what this card represents. It's being full of ideas, full of inspiration, full of thoughts, and that's a very Aquarian thing to be, kind of up in your head like that, but in a good way. If it was reversed, I'd say it was in a bad way. This is a very good way. You're full of inspiration. You're ready to go. You are ready to go on the move. You are ready to fight for what you know you deserve. And I love this for you. I love this for you. So we have the Page of Pentacles. Now, pages, they don't really know what they're doing, and that's why they're not knights. Although you do have the knight up here, so this is even more confirmation. Pages bring in news. And this page is bringing in news of resources coming into you. Now, that can be financially, that can be, you know, just physical resources. It could even be emotional resources. Like I said before, I do consider them something you can give and take, and thus they are a resource. So you know that it is coming towards you. It's definitely coming towards you, but you're aware of it now. You can see that, I mean, you can see it coming in, but you've been made aware. You know that this is coming, you know this is happening, and you know that it's because you're willing to fight for what you want. Very nice. Another thing is you need to keep your eyes on the prize. You need to make sure you're focusing on what you need to focus on and not really letting distractions keep you and your very silly hat from focusing on the wrong thing, okay? And also you may need to balance what seems too fantastical to other people with what is more realistic in their eyes, just to get by and to avoid even more fighting, honestly. I mean, there's fighting to get the position you want, and then there's fighting literally everyone around you because they just want to judge. If you want to avoid this deep amount of judgment, you're going to have to be able to balance it with some kind of reasoning, with some kind of rationality, and I think you can do that. Aquarians are very, very astute thinkers, and you are very creative, so you can definitely sway people to understand where you're coming from. Even if they don't quite fully understand it, you can at least give them some peace in how you're doing it, and also work your way into wherever you're going with a sense of rationality if you really put that effort in, because I know speaking with rationality is not your strong suit. It doesn't mean you're not rational. It just means that people tend to see you more as an idealist than anything else, and this can often get in your way, and that can kind of make you feel stuck. And it can sort of like cloud your vision while you're working for things. But this abundance and this wisdom, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Now, I think this is often winning the battle, but I think that you're still fighting. These people haven't completely walked away, alright? They're still within earshot. They're still listening to everything you're doing. They're still keeping an eye out on you. So you know what? Keep doing your thing and impress the hell out of them. Prove them wrong. Prove them wrong. They think that you can't wield 3 swords at once? Do it. Prove them wrong. They've dropped their swords. They've already given up. That doesn't mean you have to. Okay? Doesn't mean you have to. Boom. Don't accept an offer you know will not serve you. You already know what you want. You already have it right here. You're already going for it. You don't need whatever this person is trying to force on you, because people are going to try to force something else on you because they may not see you as realistic, and this is part of why you're going to have to fight to get what you want, even though you are definitely going to get it, as long as you keep working for it, and as long as you don't fall for the trappings of what other people think you should do. You need to do what you know you need to do. There's a very big difference between should and need, as long as you are balancing out what is needed for, you know, life, as long as your bills are paid, as long as, you know, you're doing things responsibly, as long as you're balancing everything out, okay? As long as you're keeping your balance, don't focus on what they think you should do. Focus on what you need to do. Just make sure you're focusing on everything you need to do and not hyper-focusing on this one thing so much that you neglect everything else, that you may even neglect parts of yourself. You've worked too hard on yourself to do that now, okay? You've worked way too hard for way too long. And then we have the King of Wands in reverse, which kind of threw me off, but at the same time, I think with all of these wands here, you're not just in your head anymore because you're ready to get up. If it were like this, you'd just be standing in dreamland, just dreaming, just thinking about all the things you can do. Got all this inspiration, you're just gonna sit there. No, you're getting up from that throne. You're gonna leave your kingdom because you have better things to do. You have this inspiration, and you know that you need to act on it right now. You can't just sit down and do nothing. You have a plan now. You're entering Swords energy. You're getting out of Wands energy. And that is very, very good. Because you guys tend to live in Wands energy. So seeing you get up and work with these fantastical thoughts, while, you know, remaining responsible at the same time, with the Two of Pentacles, it's a beautiful thing. And it's something you deserve to do. And with the Ace of Cups in reverse, I feel like you've been pouring too much into other people's cups and you're finally learning how to pour into your own. Again, you spent a lot of time with yourself and you're realizing you don't really need anybody else to pour into your cup. You can handle this on your own. You are emotionally capable. You are strong enough to do this. You are strong enough to fight this fight to get to where you need to be. I love this for you. I really do. I love this for you. Now we have the Magician in reverse. And I think this is more not you thinking you don't have the tools, but other people thinking you don't have the tools. Other people not seeing that you are the magician, that you can transform your life with what you plan on doing, with the resources that you do have, and the resources that are coming in for you, the resources that you're working on, the resources that you're replenishing. And the things that you're leaving behind to make sure the only resources you have are the ones that you really need in all aspects of your life. So they may not understand what you're doing, they may not see the magic you're making, but you do, and they'll see it when you're finished. They'll see it when you are in the realm of pure success, abundance, joy, and wish fulfillment, and you are well on your way there. As much as you have to fight for it, you're well on your way there. Because we have the Queen of Pentacles here. So you have your resources now, like your knights coming in, your ships coming in, you're staring down, and you've got it. But are you going to sit there forever and just look at it? Because if you don't act, if you do not act on this, you're going to be in this position, you're going to be in the Three of Swords, and you're going to be heartbroken. If you do not go for this, if you stop yourself because of the judgment of other people, you're not getting your wish fulfillment, you're not getting your joy, you're not going to be satisfied, you're going to be fucking miserable, okay? I don't want to see you miserable. You can succeed at whatever it is you're trying to do. It's very clear that you can succeed in this, that you have your heart set on it, and that you are very much capable of it, especially after all of the inner work. You've already suffered enough loss, you know to drop those burdens, your ships are already starting to come in, so to speak. You're ready to go on this journey, you're ready to get up, you're ready to get up, you're ready to go, and the world is waiting for you. You're going out into the world, kicking, screaming, and fighting, and you're gonna get it done. So don't let anybody force you into this energy at all. Do not. And maybe stop and smell the roses, huh? On your way. And you're no longer feeling left out in the cold. You're no longer in this lack mindset. You're no longer leaving yourself out here and ignoring all of your pentacles, all of these things that you have, that you can access. I think this is something that for a long time you thought you couldn't do, and now you're starting to realize if you look up, you are capable of this. So don't look down, okay? keep your eyes on the prize, so to speak. That's what I'm getting here. And with the Knight of Swords here, you are beyond the Knight of Swords. Normally I would say that this is running into action, but you know what? Other people would see this as ridiculous. They would tell you that you're living in a fantasy land, that this isn't a fact, that this isn't concrete. But to you it is, because you can make it concrete, because you are capable of this, because you are the magician, they just don't see it. So this is what people are not seeing about you, and this is what you need to not let affect you as deeply as some other people may. And because yes, you're gonna battle, you're gonna have a struggle, and sometimes you might struggle against yourself, sometimes you might want to give up. But, my dear, at the end of the day, you get what's yours. Because the world is your oyster. No matter how hard you have to fight for it. So, my dear Aquarians, my beautiful aliens of the earth, this is what I have for you today. I'm very proud of you for doing all of that inner work, for going on your journey, for ignoring the judgment of others, for jumping towards your wish fulfillment, and for not being afraid of how hard you have to fight for it. So, if this resonated with you, please hit the like button. Feel free to drop a comment, tell me your favorite snack, give me a bad joke, just say hi, hello, and let me know how you're doing. Or let me know what crazy, fantastical project you're working on, because I really want to find out. It looks like a good one. What else was I going to say? Ah, yes. If you would like to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that, and you can hit the little bell so that you are one of the first to find out when I make a wonderful new video for you and continue telling you about what amazing journey you're going on. And just, I love this for you. I love this for you so much. So, any information about me that you may need is going to be in the description box, including how to contact me for personal readings, which, you know, I strongly recommend. And you know what, if this didn't resonate with you, you can still do all of those things. You can still like, you can still subscribe, you can still comment. I'm just saying. You tend to rebel, so you can rebel against the idea that it had to resonate for you to do that. I'm just saying. And if you are a cross-watcher and you know an Aquarius you think needs to hear this, please share it to them. Or if you know another Aquarius you think needs to hear this, please share it with them. It really helps me grow, and I want to help people. I want to show them what they need to hear, whether it's good or bad. I don't sugarcoat here. So I would really appreciate it if you help me reach more people, if you're able to. If not, I mean, you know, it's your life. Maybe you're really busy, but if you can, oh, that would be great. So, with all of that said, boy.